Welcome to all of you in this 16th lecture of intellectual property laws. Today we will be continuing the earlier topic which we were already discussing on trade related aspects of intellectual property rights. Because as far as intellectual property is concerned, from the right of beginning, we are discussing that it is very important for the economy, it is very important for the business itself. So therefore, we have to discuss this from the business perspective, and secondly, we have to discuss it from the perspective of international business and trade between the various countries, not at the government level but at the private level also. So keeping this thing in view, we will be discussing more about trade related aspect of intellectual property rights, because at the international level, under the regime of general agreements on tariffs and trade, and then when it was converted into World Trade Organization, there are a number of multilateral trade agreements which has been taken place at the world level, and TRIPS, that is trade related aspect of intellectual property rights, is one of them. So it is very important to discuss from that point of view. So therefore, keeping in view the earlier discussion which we have already taken place on intellectual trade related aspect of intellectual property rights, we will continue with this today also. So, in the last lecture, I totally emphasized that as far as trade related intellectual property rights, or the trade related aspect of intellectual property rights, which is known popularly as TRIPS, is an international agreement. It is an agreement between the various member states which are the member of the World Trade Organization. So this is a basically an agreement between the various countries that while framing their laws in their respective countries, they will follow minimum standards which are required for the implementation of laws regarding the intellectual property rights. So first it prescribes for the minimum standards which must be there in the laws of the different countries which are related to intellectual property. That may be copyright, that may be patent, that may be geographical indications, that may be trademark, that may be integrated circuits, that may be some kind of symbols, or anything which is concerning with the intellectual property rights. That minimum standard will be followed by every country. Number one. Number two, there are certain provisions which are incorporated in this agreement, that while giving the benefit of protecting the rights of intellectual property, the most favored nation aspect will be followed. Most favored nation aspect is that while giving the benefit of any provision of their laws, they will not have any kind of discrimination between the member countries' own citizens and the citizens of the member states, that may be other countries. So therefore, there are number of provisions has been incorporated in the agreement of trade related aspect of intellectual property rights, which every state has to follow, and which every nation has to prescribe in their respective laws. This is a minimum condition which has been posed by the as far as this agreement is concerned. Secondly, this agreement is not an outcome of just one sitting of the World Trade Organization. This has taken a long process, and at least it is a result of the 7 years of hectic negotiations which were taken place under the regime of first General Agreements on Tariffs and Trade, which is popularly known as GATT, and then it was converted into a formation of a very big organization which is known as World Trade Organization. So from 1986 to 1993, there was a hectic kind of consultations between the various countries that they should prescribe some kind of minimum standard. They should have a mechanism to settle the dispute between various countries. They must have arrived at certain conclusions of giving benefit of most favored nations. So all these provisions are basically result of the hectic consultations which were taken place between the 1986 to 1993. And these consultations are the basically known as a Uruguay round of the multi-trade negotiations of the GATT. This was initiated in the Uruguay round of multi-trade negotiations under the regime of General Agreements on Tariffs and Trade, which was earlier known as GATT. So TRIPS actually take place or came into existence in 1995. This is a year when World Trade Organization was formed. So basically trade related aspect of intellectual property rights, which is an agreement between the various nation states, those nation states which are the members of the World Trade Organization, which has a hectic consultations under the regime of GATT from 1986 to 1993, and with the formation of the WTO, this agreement came into existence when all the member states signed this agreement, and this agreement came into existence. So basically, this agreement consolidate the trade in ideas. Basically, whatever the intellectual property laws are concerned or intellectual properties are concerned, they are the creation of the mind, which are in the form of ideas with the sphere of WTO activities. So this agreement has consolidated the WTO activities. WTO activity means the World Trade Organization's activities, which are related with the business from the within the various countries, business to business, person to person, people to people business between the various member states. This has consolidated all these activities with the ideas, that is creation of mind, with the intellectual property laws. So this has given a comprehensive framework, and it has consolidated the provisions of the various countries which has been taking place in various countries. So this agreement emphasized that signatory country mean all those countries who have signed the WTO agreement, who has joined the WTO, they must define their legislation with the minimum standards of intellectual property rights and ensure their compliance. So things has been expected from the member states, by the WTO under the agreement of trade related aspect of intellectual property rights. One, they should have minimum standards while framing their intellectual property laws, though their local conditions may compel them to incorporate certain provisions which may not be implementable at the world level, because certain local conditions may be there which require certain provisions to be incorporated. But while incorporating these provisions as per the local condition, they must ensure there should be minimum standards. These minimum standards has been prescribed for various kind of intellectual property, like copyright also, for patent also, for geographical indications also, for other kind of intellectual property rights also. So they have prescribed for each and every aspect of intellectual properties a minimum standard. One thing every member state has to ensure that they should follow minimum standards in their respective intellectual property laws. Secondly, they must have the mechanism to ensure the compliance of the minimum standards in their respective laws. So these two things has been expected under the trade related aspects of intellectual property rights from every member state who is a signatory to the World Trade Organization. The most concerned aspect of intellectual property laws at the international level is agriculture. So agriculture is a concerned issue because we are an agriculturist country where 70% of our population is based on the agriculture. So In agriculture, we presume that our farmers, when they are producing their crops, they are having production, they keep minimum crop for further sowing of the seeds in their farms in future also. So now question arises whether farmers can do so, because once they have purchased the seed from the outside, after they have sown in the their farm, can they keep some kind of seeds from their crop for future production? These are certain issues which were concerned. So since this agreement covered all living organism mean whether they are जिन्हों पंजाबी च ਅਸੀਂ कहने चाहे वो पशु है, animals है, whether they are crops, any kind of all kind of living organisms are also covered into the trade related aspect of intellectual property rights. So therefore it is very important to understand the TRIPS. So basically, TRIPS, trade related aspect of intellectual property rights, is a key international agreement. When I say key international agreement, because this is going to regulate the transactions between the various member states. This is going to regulate the transactions between the members and their citizens of the member states while dealing with the business of intellectual properties, may be related with any kind of intellectual property. So it basically, the main objective of the TRIPS is to promote harmonization of national harmonization or national intellectual property regimes. Every country has its own law. Like in accounting, every country has its own accounting standard setting bodies. Same is the case with the intellectual property laws. So the intellectual property laws should not differ predominantly in the implementation part, and as far as the minimum standard parts is concerned, they should not differ internationally. They should have certain kind of minimum standards. So this TRIPS agreements promote harmonization of the intellectual property laws regimes of different countries. Secondly, it introduces new rules and disciplines for global trade concerning for the provision of number one, adequate standards and principles, and secondly, effective and appropriate means of enforcement. It is not there that only you have to formulate the minimum standards, but it is also there that their implementation and enforcement agencies and mechanism should be also there. So as far as the trade related aspects of intellectual property rights is concerned, this agreement is concerned, this agreement has 7 parts. So there are 7 parts which are absolutely defined in this agreement, and while dealing with all these, we have to concern with these 7 parts, that all these things are absolutely defined. So this is a laws give a national treatment and commitment by all the countries. Secondly, this emphasize and prescribe the concept of the most favored nations. There are 7 parts. We will be discussing one by one each. As far as the first part is concerned, first parts deal with the general provisions and the basic principles. And this part define the intellectual property, trade related aspects of intellectual properties. Notably, it describes national treatment commitment and the most favored nation commitment. So these describe 2 kind of these agreements. So as far as the Article 14, I have already said that there are 17 articles. As far as Article 4, not 14, Article 4 of the trade related aspects of intellectual property rights is concerned, it describes the concept of most favored nation. This is very important. Earlier also we have discussed that if any advantage, any favor, any privilege or immunity is granted by a member to a national of any other country, same shall be accorded immediately and unconditionally to the all nations, all members of the different nations. For example, if we grant any privilege, any benefit to the Pakistan, which is a member of the World Trade Organization, It means we have to extend this benefits to all member state countries without any fail, and it will be automatically granted. So this first part of the trade related aspects of intellectual property rights agreements deals with the general provisions which prescribe most concept of the most favored nation, which prescribe the concept of the national treatment commitment by all the members. So similarly, as far as the Article 63 of this TRIPS agreement is concerned, it introduces the principles of transparency also as a general obligation. So members are required to publish law and regulation as well as final judicial decisions and administrative rulings related to the agreements. Basically, the intention is to allow governments and right holders to acquaint themselves with the measures that can affect their interest in the areas of intellectual property rights. So various as far as the first part is concerned, that we deal with the general principles and general provisions and basic principles, basically define it most favored nation concept, and it also prescribe the minimum standards, that is the national treatment for commitment. The second part, which is part two of this TRIPS establishes minimum standards governing the availability. So it deals with the minimum standards, its scope, and the use of the intellectual property rights. So it covers 8 categories of intellectual properties. One is copyright and its related rights. Second is trademarks. Third is geographical indications. Fourth is industrial design. Fifth is patents. Sixth is layout designs of the integrated circuits. Similarly, seventh is protection of undisclosed information, which is the secret information or secrets of the any business. And the eighth is control of anti-competitive practices in the contractual license. So it deals with the all 8 aspects. So earlier, patents, industrial design, trademark were considered as 3 different types of industrial properties. So these forms of intellectual property, along with other mentioned above, are now referred as intellectual property. So basic about all these intellectual property rights are dealt with in this part, that is the standards. So it has prescribed minimum standards for copyrights and related rights also. So as far as this TRIPS is concerned, TRIPS has beautifully defined the copyright. So copyright provides for protection of literary and artistic work. This includes literary works such as books, short stories, poems, other information writings, instructions, manual, catalogs, dramatic works including plays, films, scripts, scenarios, and other intended to be performed such as choreographic works, musical works, photographic works, and also audio visual works, etc. So this part 2 deals with all these kinds of, whether it is copyright. Similarly, it has also defined the trademarks. Basically it has been defined as a commercial symbol used to identify goods or services or their producer. So similarly, it has defined geographical indication, that means which identify a good as originating into the territory of a member or a region or a locality in that territory where a given quality, reputation, or other characteristics of the good is essentially attributable to the geographical condition. Similarly, it has defined industrial design, that means only features of shapes, configuration, pattern, ornamental applied to any article by the industrial process or means, whether it is manual, whether it is mechanical or chemical. So in order to be registrable, a design must be new or original, not previously published. Similarly, this has defined patents. This is one of the oldest form of the intellectual property. So it has been defined as a patent may be granted on any new or useful process, machine, manufactures, composition of matter, improvement and plant, as well as a new original and ornamental design for an article of a manufacturer. Similarly, what can be patented, what cannot be patented, this has also been defined. When we discussed the patent, we have already discussed all these things. So our Indian laws relating to patent, relating to copyright, relating to industrial design, relating to geographical indication, all has been designed according to this. So it has prescribed that while registering the patent, we must have the inventiveness, we must have the non-obviousness. Similarly, it has designed the integrated circuits has also been defined, trade secrets and know-how has been defined, then control of anti-competitive practices in the contractual licenses. This is the last part of the part 2, which deals with the standard. This has been defined there. Similarly, the third part of this agreement deals with the enforcement of intellectual property rights. So it prescribes the minimum. Part 3 of the TRIPS relates with the enforcement of the intellectual property rights, which prescribe the mechanism how these laws will be implemented by the member states, what kind of procedures, remedies under their own domestic laws to ensure that intellectual property laws can be effectively enforced in their respective countries. So under the general principles for enforcement, every member are required to provide expeditious to prevent infringements and remedies with the constitute deterrent to the further infringement. So this has been defined in the part 3. Similarly, part 4 deals with the acquisition and maintenance of the intellectual property rights. And Article 62 is very important under the TRIPS, which confirm disciplines for imposing conditions on the maintenance of the intellectual property right. It prescribes, basically requires that these procedures and formalities should be consistent with the overall provisions of the agreement, and they should be expeditious enough to avoid unwarranted curtailment of the period of protection. So similarly, the part 6 deals with the dispute prevention and settlement, and this is one of the important outcome of the Uruguay round is the integrated dispute settlement mechanism that provides automatic procedures, strict timetables, and the dispute over trade related aspects of intellectual property right matters will be handled by a dispute settlement body established in the Article 2 of this TRIPS agreement, which deals with the understanding of rules and procedure governing the settlement of disputes of the Marrakech agreement. So this agreement was settled down in Marrakech. Similarly, next part deals with the transitional arrangements. The agreement enforces a 1-year period for developing countries to bring their legislation. So whenever a new legislation or new set of standard is issued under the TRIPS, every country is given 1-year period to bring such change in their legislation and practices in conformity with the WTO agreements. So developing countries and the transition economies must do in 5 years. Otherwise, for the developing countries, this period is 1 year, but other developing countries can do it in a 5 year, whereas the least developed countries, which are poor countries also, they can make changes in the 11 years. So for developed country, this period is 1 year. For developing country, this change period is 5 years, and for the least developing countries, in order to make transitional arrangements in their law, whenever a new thing is incorporated under the WTO, under the TRIPS agreement, they have to make changes. So similarly, next part, institutional arrangements, final provisions in the 7th part, it has been given, and this agreements conclude with a series of article addressing of the creation of TRIPS Council for the monitoring of the agreement and the helping members to implement it, and exhaustion for international cooperation, measures to address obligation for protecting the pre-existing subject matter, and similarly, and conditions for review, amendment, reservation, and security exceptions. So this is the structure of the TRIPS. 7 parts we have discussed. As far as the first part is concerned, that we deals with the general principles, which incorporate national treatment for commitment. Second, it deals with the concept of the most favored nation. And as far as the second part is concerned, it deals with the standards. And third part is concerned, that deals with the enforcement of the IPRs, which has given a proper mechanism to how to enforce all these things. Similarly, the fourth part, which is fourth part is concerned, that deals with the acquisition and maintenance of the intellectual property rights. And the 6th part deals with the dispute prevention and settlement, and then transitional arrangements, and the seventh and last part deals with the institutional arrangements. So this is a comprehensive law made at the international level under the regime of the World Trade Organization, and it has given the boost in the international arena to protect the intellectual property rights. And as far as India is concerned, the trade related aspects of intellectual property agreement lays down minimum standards, and Indian government, as far as they have made so many changes in their provisions also, and they have tried to harmonize their intellectual property laws, which we have discussed one by one earlier also. They have made provisions to implement all these things in their laws, and naturally we are benefited out of it. There are certain concerns regarding the Indian position also, because India is an agriculturalist country. 70% of the population of the India is dealing with the agriculture. They have the livelihood based on the agriculture. And as I have already discussed here also, that as far as the Indian farmers are concerned, they use the farm seeds. For example, if they produce the crops, they keep certain amount of their crop for further sowing in the field. But at the international level are concerned, developing countries has expressed strong reservation about the implementation of the TRIPS agreement, and they put forward several reasons for this. And one of the most important reason is use of the farm seeds, and it is usually permitted under other forms of the plant variety protection, but forbidden by the patent. So this is an extremely important issue, because the use of farmers part of their harvest for their future sowing is a very widespread in over 90% of the developing countries. Even the multinational corporations are there. They are interested in seed patents, as that they could have guaranteed their seed market. So in many developed countries, seed production is now handled by the multinational corporation who brought up their, suppose when we talk about America, we talk about the Canada or other advanced countries of the world, there the farmers cannot preserve some kind of their crops of harvest for a part of future sowing. But in developing countries, certain exceptions has been there, and India has raised their concern. So however, in India, this could also lead to loss of biodiversity. So in India, this strategy cannot work, as there are no seed companies of any significant size that can be acquired. So it is the farmer themselves who are largest producers with 87%. So if multinational corporation have to control the seed production, they have to knock out the farmers from the market. So by opting it, the government has effectively blocked this strategy, and we have protected the interest of the farmers. So these are the very important issues. So I have given you two kinds of some notes which I sent you on your WhatsApp group. You must have studied, because this paper require that you must study this aspect of trade related intellectual property rights from the broader perspective view. So on the internet also various kinds of information are available, you can take help of it. So try to study it from a broader perspective, how the interest of the farmers are protected under the TRIPS, what kind of efforts the government has made to protect the interest of the farmer. These are the certain issues which I think all of you must study from the internet. So whatever the information I could gather from the books or from the internet or from various sources, I have just discussed with you. So now you can on your video, and let's discuss something more about it, because I have given you two documents to study about this. All on your videos. So everybody has to give your views on the two documents which I have already sent to you. What do you gathered from there? What you conclude from there? We will start from the Aditya Jain, I think, who is now attending first class in this. So he, in the last 15 classes, he was absent. So we'll start from Aditya.
सर मेरी तबीयत नहीं ठीक थी 4-5
थोड़ा
दिन
थोड़ा आवाज
classes
अपनी
नहीं लगाई।
ਉੱਚੀ ਕਰੋ, ਮਾਈਕ ਹੱਥ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਲੱਗਿਆ ਹੋਇਆ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਕੋਲ ਲੈ ਕੇ।
सर मेरी तबीयत भी ठीक थी 7-8 दिन से, तो
चलो
मैंने क्लासेस नहीं लगाई।
चलो, now you tell me what you have learned from the documents which I have sent to you.
सर वो पढ़े नहीं गए क्योंकि आंखें बहुत दर्द होती थी स्क्रीन देखता था तो।
चलो ओके, अक्षित।
यस सर। सर बेसिकली जो आपने नोट्स भेजे उसमें सर ट्रिप्स का स्ट्रक्चर, उसके वेरियस पार्ट्स डिस्कस किए हुए थे। लाइक स्ट्रक्चर में सर इसको बेसिकली 7 पार्ट्स में डिवाइड किया है। फर्स्ट में आती है उनकी जनरल पॉलिसी, प्रिंसिपल्स एंड गाइडलाइंस। सेकंड पार्ट में सर फर्स्ट में स्टैंडर्ड्स वगैरह हैं, जिसमें कि यहाँ भी अलग अलग तरह के कॉपीराइट्स, लाइक अलग अलग तरह के इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी राइट्स लाइक कॉपीराइट, पेटेंट, ट्रेडमार्क, इंडस्ट्रियल डिजाइंस।
चलो आई गिव यू वन मोर डे, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਸਾਰੇ ਦੋਨੋਂ ਡਾਕੂਮੈਂਟਸ ਨੂੰ ਚੰਗੀ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਪੜੋ ਐਂਡ ਨੈਕਸਟ ਕਲਾਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਐਵਰੀਬਾਡੀ will have to speak for 5 minutes on these documents. ठीक है जी, हर एक ਨੂੰ 5 ਮਿੰਟ ਉਹਦੇ ਤੇ ਬੋਲਣਾ ਪਏਗਾ ਐਂਡ ਈਵਨ ਯੂ ਕੈਨ ਯੂਜ਼ ਦ ਪ੍ਰੈਜੈਂਟੇਸ਼ਨ ਫॉर दैट, ਪਰ 5 ਮਿੰਟ ਲਈ ਪ੍ਰੈਜੈਂਟੇਸ਼ਨ ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਨਹੀਂ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪੁਆਇੰਟਸ ਆਪਣੇ ਬਣਾ ਕੇ ਲਿਆਓ ਐਂਡ ਡਿਸਕਸ ਆਲ ਥੀਸ ਪੁਆਇੰਟਸ वन बाय वन। ठीक है, सो आई विल गिव एन अपॉर्चुनिटी टू ऑल ऑफ। ठीक है, थैंक यू सो मच।